I now call on the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Zulfikar Mustapha, to tell us about that glorious tradition from Region 6, Crawford, Kennard, Bushlot, Port Moran.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I will be very, very short because I thought the minister will come back here to finish the bill, but seeing Region 6 is an important region, and we have a number of horse racing tracks in Region 6 and a number of race horses. I think it's good that I speak on this bill. So today is a very important day, a very transformative day, as we heard that the Honorable Minister would have said. Today is a day that we are creating history in this House, and the Guyana sporting landscape will be changed because this sport, horse racing, is as old as cricket in our country. And although many persons, and we have a structure for cricket, today under the PPP civic government, we are putting a structure to a sport that have been enjoyed by many Guyanese in the countryside. The introduction of this bill is not just a legislative milestone, but a commitment to the future of our nation's sporting heritage. This is a critical piece of legislation that aims to bring structure, oversight, and sustainable development to a sport deeply rooted in our culture and communities across our country. In Guyana, and particularly in our rural region, horse racing is far more than entertainment. It is a source of livelihood, tradition passed through generation, and a symbol of community pride. So this bill, as I said, seeks to address long-standing challenges in the horse racing industry. While it may not be the final solution, it opens a gateway of opportunities for all stakeholders who are involved: jockey, trainers, groomers, course workers, handlers, to be more involved in this industry. And we must recognize the effort, Mr. Speaker, and commitment over the years of the owners and promoters. While they have spent their money, millions of dollars, to promote this sports, they have risked their fortune financially to upkeep this sport that never had a structure. That is why today we are now putting a structure to this sports. And we heard that this industry, regularizing this industry, will bring transparency and transformation, both socially and economically, for our people. And we know for a fact that horse racing in our country, especially the two regions, regions 5 and 6, is a rich tradition amongst communities. And we can go back, as you rightly said, to the past when we had jockeys like Sanko, and you had the Rahamans, and you had a number of famous persons, not only in Guyana, but across the Caribbean, where horses from Guyana used to compete and still competing in the Caribbean. That now we are putting a structure to that, where Guyana will be a destination to be reckoned with. We heard places like Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, that have legislated these legislation long ago, and they have an industry by itself. But we must also, as I said, recognize the role of our local owners and trainers. This regulation, this will help to regularize the sport, align us with international standard. It will help to control and legalize all activity relating to the sports, race course infrastructure, that's another important part of it, which we need and will be rehabilitated, and it will facilitate free movement of horses from various regions, North and South America, the Caribbean, to compete in Guyana. But one of the most important also aspect of it, it will enhance our tourism appeal. It will create new employment opportunities across the industry. As I said, Region 6, just like cricket, horse racing unites our people. It transcends ethnic and social boundaries and strengthens our national identity, celebrating Guyanese talent, sportsmanship, and heritage. Supporting legislation and regulation will accompany this legislation in ensuring that its promises are fully realized. And Mr. Speaker, I also want to say that in this industry, when we regularize this sport, when we put a structure to this sport, we will see a lot of economic growth and employment opportunities. Over 1,000 persons now is being employed in this industry. I can remember many persons who were placed on the breadline when the estates were closed in Region 6 found economic or employment opportunities in this industry here. As I said, there are a number of persons, each horse supports a number of persons, trainers, you have to have trainers, grooms, veterinary officers, feed suppliers, table hands, etc. All these persons will find economic opportunities or employment opportunities with this legislation. As I said, we expect exponential growth in these professions. Also, this industry must be seen as a part of a broader tourism package. With structured support, it will strengthen our economy and elevate Guyana as a regional hub for sport tourism. And we know for a fact that there are a number of sporting events in this particular sport, like the annual events such as the Guyana Cup, Race of Champions, Easter Meet, Boxing Day Meet, and the President's Cup already attract thousands of Guyanese from the diaspora and international enthusiasts. This legislation will also facilitate the participation of international jockeys to come to Guyana on horses, strengthening competition and repetition. The rippling effects are clear. Beneficiaries will include local hotels, restaurants, bars, other businesses, and a lot of other economic opportunities will be created. So, Mr. Speaker, as I said, that today is a landmark day for us. There was many successive parliament that this idea was mooted to bring a legislation to legalize horse racing in our country. And today we are doing that. We are doing that to legislate this legislation to make horse racing legal, make horse racing more competitive, and ensure that we develop the horse racing industry in our country, eventually developing our tourism industry and create more employment for our country. So I want, in short, to say that today it's a proud day for all Guyanese, especially the trainers, jockeys, breeders, owners, and workers who have kept this sport alive against all odds. We have some over there, I know for a fact. And also, when the Honorable Member spoke, talk about this activity will be controlled now because right now there are serious challenges facing the racing industry. For example, through betting, you have unfair competition where, and I can tell you because I know for a fact that the veterinary officer attached to the Guyana Racehorse Authority works with the Ministry of Agriculture, and he can tell us that there are a lot of challenges in terms of there are thoroughbred horses that have lots of potential that are not winning races. Only today I was talking to some people. We see people using all kinds of methods to win races. Shocking horses, doping horses. These things I hope will be the thing of the past when this legislation is passed. So I am saying let us invest in the future of horse racing and unlock its full potential as a driver of economic growth, rural employment, tourism, and cultural preservation. With this bill, we'll take a bold step towards making Guyana a recognized name in global horse racing. This is our moment. Every Guyanese has a role to play, whether directly involved or benefiting from its wider impact. And I hope that very shortly, when this legislation is passed and becomes law, that the Guyana Horse Racing Authority, that will be set up with the direction of this legislation and the blessing from the Honorable Minister, that we can ensure that we have fair play at these turf clubs, and we have better thoroughbred coming to Guyana, and Guyana be one of the premier racing destinations in the Caribbean and this part of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable